Imagine this. You're feeling fine. Maybe a little bloated now and then. Maybe you've been brushing off some constipation or thinking that the occasional streak of blood in your stool is just hemorrhoids. Life goes on, right? But what if those small signs were actually your body's alarm bells, whispering that something far more dangerous is happening inside? Here's the truth that many people don't want to face. Bowel cancer, also known as colorectal cancer, is no longer a disease of only the elderly. Around the world, doctors are reporting a shocking rise in cases among people in their 30s, 40s, and even late 20s. And the scariest part? Early stages can look so harmless that most people dismiss the warning signals until the disease has advanced. This is not meant to scare you for the sake of fear. It's meant to wake you up to the reality that awareness can save lives. The more you know the symptoms, the earlier you can act, and the better your chances of beating it. So today we're going to break down exactly what bowel cancer looks like in its early and later stages, how lifestyle choices shape your risk, and what practical steps you can take, starting right now, to protect yourself and your loved ones. Stay with me until the end, because I'm also going to share surprising research on foods that not only reduce risk, but may even help the body fight against precancerous changes. Let's dive in. Over the past few decades, the world has seen a steady increase in colorectal cancer cases. Once thought of as a disease that primarily struck after age 60, it's now appearing much earlier. Why? Genetics alone can't explain the surge. While having a family history does increase your chances slightly, research consistently shows that lifestyle plays a much greater role. Our diets are increasingly loaded with ultra-processed foods, items that come in packages full of preservatives, high sodium, refined sugar, and unhealthy fats. Add to that sedentary lifestyles, chronic stress, and widespread sleep deprivation, and you have the perfect storm for inflammation and tumor growth. Here's something crucial to understand. Cancer doesn't develop overnight. Most bowel cancers begin as small, harmless polyps in the lining of the colon. Left unchecked, these polyps can slowly mutate over the years into malignant tumors. This means prevention and early detection are not just possible, they're powerful weapons. Another reason for rising cases in younger people may be the disruption of the gut microbiome. The bacteria living in your intestines help digest food, regulate immunity, and even produce compounds that protect against tumor growth. When your microbiome is damaged by antibiotics, processed diets, or chronic constipation, your defense system weakens. So, bowel cancer is not simply about bad luck or bad genes. It's about the environment you create inside your own body every day. One of the trickiest aspects of bowel cancer is how it hides in plain sight. The symptoms often overlap with harmless conditions like IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, hemorrhoids, or minor infections. But there are red flags that require urgent attention. Persistent changes in bowel habits. If you suddenly experience constipation lasting longer than a week or alternating between diarrhea and constipation, don't shrug it off. This can be the result of a tumor obstructing part of your intestine. Changes in stool shape. Stools becoming pencil thin or narrower than usual may signal a blockage caused by a tumor. Blood in stool. Bright red blood often points to bleeding lower in the intestine, while darker, tar-like stool may suggest hidden bleeding higher up. Either way, it's a warning that must be checked. Iron deficiency anemia. Tumors can bleed slowly and invisibly. Over time, this leads to anemia. If you're unusually tired, pale, or short of breath without explanation, it's time to see a doctor. Unexplained weight loss. Losing weight without changes in diet or activity could indicate that your body is fighting something serious. Persistent bloating and abdominal pain, gas buildup, swelling, or discomfort that doesn't go away may signal an obstruction or tumor. It's also important to distinguish between right-sided and left-sided colon cancer. On the right side, stool is still liquid. Tumors here can grow silently for a long time without obvious obstruction, often only detected when anemia or spread to other organs occurs. On the left side, stool is more solid. Tumors here are more likely to cause constipation, visible blood, and blockages earlier. This difference is one reason colon cancer sometimes evades detection until it's advanced. You've probably heard the word colonoscopy, and maybe even felt a little dread. But here's the reality. Colonoscopy is not just a diagnostic test, it's a life-saving intervention. Why? Because during a colonoscopy, doctors can actually see polyps and remove them on the spot. That means they're stopping cancer before it even starts. Polyps themselves are usually benign, but a percentage of them will turn cancerous if left alone. Think of it as defusing a ticking time bomb before it explodes. Guidelines recommend that most people start colonoscopies at age 45. If you have close relatives with colorectal cancer, you may need one earlier. And while it may not be the most pleasant procedure, the peace of mind it brings is priceless. Newer stool tests that check for hidden blood can also be a useful first step, but they are not a replacement for colonoscopy. Here's something fascinating. Our genes are not fixed destiny. Lifestyle and diet choices can switch certain genes on or off. For example, chronic inflammation from processed foods and high-sugar diets can activate cancer-promoting genes. On the other hand, eating antioxidant-rich foods can calm inflammation and reduce cancer risk. This concept, called epigenetics, means you have far more control over your future health than you may realize. Foods shown to be protective include fruits and vegetables, rich in vitamins and phytonutrients. Spices like turmeric, with strong anti-inflammatory power. Healthy fats, such as omega-3s from fish, salmon, sardines, tuna, or seeds, chia, flax, sesame. Avocados and eggs from pasture-raised chickens. Nuts and seeds, including pumpkin seeds, which support gut health. Hydration, fiber intake, regular exercise, adequate sleep, and even social connection all play roles in lowering inflammation and strengthening immune defenses. And here's a myth busted. For years, people with diverticulitis were told to avoid nuts and seeds. But large studies have shown these foods do not increase risk of complications and may, in fact, protect gut health. Some risk factors are out of your hands, like age or family history, but the majority are within your control. Ultra-processed foods. Heavy consumption is linked to higher cancer risk. Red and processed meats, bacon, ham, and salami fuel inflammation. Unhealthy oils and fats, especially hydrogenated oils and refined vegetable oils, except olive oil. Excess sugar and sodium, both create metabolic stress. Alcohol and smoking, well-established carcinogens. Chronic constipation and poor gut microbiota. A sluggish bowel allows toxins to linger longer. By reducing or eliminating these, you shift your risk profile dramatically. So here's the takeaway. Bowel cancer is not a silent killer if you learn to listen. The body often gives signals, changes in stool, unexplained fatigue, sudden anemia, persistent bloating, or blood where it shouldn't be. Don't wait for these signs to become unbearable. Don't brush them off as just getting older. If something feels wrong, get checked. A colonoscopy may not be fun, but it can save your life. And remember, prevention doesn't start in the hospital. It starts at your dinner table, your daily routines, and the way you care for your gut. Every meal, every workout, every hour of restful sleep is an investment in a healthier, cancer-resistant future. If this video helped you understand more about bowel cancer, share it with friends and family. You never know whose life might be changed by this knowledge. Stay curious, stay proactive, and most importantly, stay healthy.